Hey guys, it is Julie here with JT Wealth. In today's video, we are chatting about Bitcoin, including some of the crazy price targets out there for it and how certain hedge funds are able to invest. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. Like I said, today we are discussing Bitcoin, who has been on an incredible run so far this year. But that is nothing compared to some of the price targets that people believe it could reach by just next year. So we are going to take a look at some of those predictions from different analysts and also take a look at how Cathie Wood from ARK Invest has been able to get exposure to Bitcoin in her ETFs. And just before we get into all of that, this is just your friendly reminder that if you enjoy today's video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, right now until December 31st, Webull is giving away 4 free stocks for signing up and funding a new investment account. Now, they do often extend these promotions, but make sure to check them out just in case by seeing the link down in our description. All right, now let's talk about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Currently priced at over $27,000 per coin, Bitcoin is up over 270% in the year 2020. So it has been a great year of growth for Bitcoin, and with this, we're seeing more large institutions start to take Bitcoin a little more seriously and pay it more attention. With this comes some analysts giving their price targets on Bitcoin, and they're looking quite favorable. Now, the first analyst we're going to take a look at is from Citibank, and he says that Bitcoin could pass $300,000 by December of 2021. Now, those numbers come from a leaked report from a senior analyst at Citibank who drew a lot of similarities between the 1970s gold market and Bitcoin. The leaked report came from Thomas Fitzpatrick, who pointed to Bitcoin's weekly chart and used technical analysis of prior highs and lows to determine a target of $318,000 by December 2021. Now, Classic Macro, who first leaked this report, said that this kind of technical analysis is of little value. There is no edge in guessing targets so far in time with technical analysis, and all we know is that the price is likely to continue going up. However, the Citibank executive drew on Bitcoin's 2010 to 2011 exponential move as being very reminiscent of the 1970s gold market. Gold had experienced 50 years of a constricted $20 to $35 price range before a breakout occurred after a change in fiscal policy by the Nixon administration in '71. A decoupling of gold from fiat currencies, the Roni pandemic, and the desire for central banks to pursue aggressive quantitative easing policies could lead to future explosive price growth in Bitcoin, according to Fitzpatrick. One top U.S. venture capitalist investor has claimed that Bitcoin could tenfold in the near future, and JP Morgan has an even more bullish outlook, saying that they estimate a value of over $650,000. Venture capital investor Tim Draper tweeted that Bitcoin will increase 10 times from here by end of 2022 or early 2023, meaning a price target of $260,000 for Bitcoin. Now, on the other hand, a report from JP Morgan estimated that the eventual worth of each Bitcoin would be $650,000. The investment bank sees a pattern of increased investments from financial institutions following the likes of MassMutual and MicroStrategy in getting exposure to Bitcoin. A report from JP Morgan stated, alternative currencies such as gold and Bitcoin have been the main beneficiaries of the pandemic, in relative terms growing their assets for investment purposes by 27% and 227% respectively. So why are analysts suddenly feeling so bullish about the future outlook for Bitcoin? Well, inflation here in the US has only made Bitcoin that much more alluring. Bitcoin is a completely decentralized store of value. And a store of value is basically an asset that maintains its value rather than depreciating. Gold and other precious metals are good stores of value because their shelf lives are essentially perpetual. And a nation's currency must be a reasonable store of value for its economy to function smoothly. So there is a finite amount of Bitcoin, and it currently has a market cap of only $400 billion, compared to another store of value, gold, whose market cap is over $10 trillion. Many people believe that Bitcoin should have a market cap that is equal to or above gold, and so does longtime Bitcoin bull Max Keiser. Speaking about the latest Bitcoin rally, Max Keiser said that what Michael Saylor and possibly Elon Musk and others have figured out is that they have the Federal Reserve Bank and other central banks in a very precarious position. This is because these banks have artificially pushed interest rates down to these extraordinary low levels, to almost zero. If they can borrow cheap and buy Bitcoin, they are in a position to make a spectacular attack on the Federal Reserve. Make no mistake about this, Michael Saylor and the Bitcoiners are attacking the Federal Reserve Bank and the global central banking system. This is why we could see Bitcoin trade at $200,000 or $300,000 pretty quickly. Mr. Keiser said that the only way for central banks to defend themselves against this speculative attack was to raise interest rates. This is for investors the multi-trillion bet on Bitcoin. Now, another apparent Bitcoin bull out there is Cathie Wood and her team at ARK Invest, and we know that they love anything that is disruptive. As far as ARK's predictions for Bitcoin's future pricing, we can take a look at a tweet from one of her team members. Yassine said that Bitcoin has broken out from major previous all-time highs only twice before in its history. If this most recent breakout returns half of what the previous breakout returned in 2017, Bitcoin will eclipse $150,000. And looking at the charts with those previous breakouts, we hit new highs in less than a year. So that would leave the end of 2021 for that $150,000 price target for Bitcoin. And keep in mind, they mentioned that's only if it returns half of what it did last time. Now, on that note, ETFs are not actually allowed to hold Bitcoins in their funds. So how does ARK Invest get any exposure to this cryptocurrency? The answer is by investing in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is an investment vehicle that enables investors to gain access and exposure to the price movement of Bitcoin in the form of a traditional security without buying, storing, and safekeeping Bitcoin directly. And in the ARK W or ARK Next Generation ETF, Grayscale comes in as their sixth largest holding, with over 6 million shares valued at over $168 million. So it stands to reason that if Cathie Wood is bullish on Grayscale, she's also bullish on Bitcoin. So a lot of excitement surrounding Bitcoin, and this could be a pretty huge upcoming year for them as well. On that note though, I do want to say, please approach with caution. Even on this video, there are going to be plenty of comments referring you to different advisors through WhatsApp or whatever phone number. I will not be making any of those referrals. If you do see my name, it is likely a scam. So just be wary of any of those referrals. Make sure to do your own research. As always, these videos are never a suggestion to buy or sell anything specific, so that due diligence is always necessary on your part. Now, this is the first time that I have discussed cryptocurrency and Bitcoin here on the channel, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down below. Is it something you'd like to hear more of? Is it something you're invested in? What are your thoughts all around? If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and that you're subscribed to the channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and cheers.